Check this out. Searches for what is emotional intelligence in leadership have soared over the last few years. CEOs are waking up to a simple truth. Emotional intelligence isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's the difference between a team that's engaged and one that's fully behind you. If you're not mastering emotional intelligence, EQ, you're falling behind. Today, I'll show you why EQ is every CEO's secret weapon and how it builds trust, loyalty, and lasting impact. So what does EQ mean to you? Could it mean the art of managing emotions, the tool that makes your favorite playlist sound flawless, or maybe your daily ego quota? You know, the limit on how much self-importance from others you could tolerate before losing it? In this episode, we're breaking down emotional intelligence, how it helps you handle relationships, master your mindset, and maybe even deal with that one coworker who always hits their ego quota. Okay, let's get into the insights from Medium and the Harvard Business Review today that's backing this up. Stick around because this is going to change the way that you lead. Now let's get into it. What does emotional intelligence actually look like for a CEO? Picture this, you're in a team meeting and rather than just barking orders or going over KPIs, you're actually checking in with people, listening to what they're saying and picking up on how they're feeling. Now that's high EQ in action. Leaders with high EQ don't just command respect, they earn it. They move away from that old school command and control mindset to a style of leadership that's about support, empowerment, and trust. This isn't just feel-good fluff. Teams that work under high EQ leaders perform better. They're more engaged and they tend to be a heck of a lot more loyal. The article in Medium points out that this shift from a reactive, ego-driven style to a purpose-driven, team-first approach totally redefines how leaders connect with their teams and build trust over time. Here's the thing. Trust is the bedrock of every successful team. When a CEO leads with a high EQ, it shows up in two big ways. First, the team actually feels supported. Second, people are more likely to go the extra mile. And you know why? Because when there's trust, people want to do their best. Now, Harvard Business Review did a deep dive on this, and they show that 71% of employees say their boss's emotional intelligence directly impacts their job satisfaction. And when people feel supported by their leader, they're actually 12% more likely to succeed. This is not just good morale, it's great for your bottom line. A CEO with a high EQ knows how to balance empathy with accountability, creating a win-win for everybody. How does this look like in real life? Let's talk about tactics. First off, leaders with high EQ use empathy as a decision-making tool. Instead of just looking at the numbers, they look at the people involved. Imagine you're in a tough spot financially and it's time to cut costs. Well, a high EQ leader doesn't immediately jump to layoffs. Instead, they ask their team for creative solutions to protect jobs. This approach not only boosts morale, but it builds trust. And in communication, this is where high EQ leaders shine. When things get tense, these leaders don't just pile up on the pressure. They know how to keep the temperature in the room cool. Instead of jumping in with orders, they listen and make people feel heard. Just think about it. If every CEO communicated like this, workspaces would be a whole lot better. Now let's get scientific for a minute. Medium published research showing that emotional intelligence accounts for about 58% of a leader's job performance. 58%. Now this is huge. Teams led by high EQ leaders are 12% more likely to achieve their goals. See the correlation? Why? Because emotionally intelligent leaders bring stability, empathy, and resilience to the table, qualities that trickle down from every person on their team. This is the difference between a manager people tolerate and a leader people trust. When CEOs make EQ a core part of their leadership style, they're not just enhancing team performance, they're transforming the whole culture of the organization. If you're ready to start developing your EQ, here's how to get started. First, work on self-awareness. Start paying attention to how your emotions affect your behavior, especially in the high pressure moments. Are you staying calm and collected? Are you letting stress steer the ship? Another powerful tool, active listening. Really hear what your team has to say. And remember, it's not just about responding, it's about understanding. Third, this one's key. Learn to manage stress before it becomes a problem. Techniques like mindfulness or even a simple deep breath can make it the difference in how you respond to challenges. Finally, focus on empathy. Try to put yourself in your team's shoes and consider how your actions impact them, not just on the numbers, but on a human level. So here's the big takeaway. Being a CEO isn't just about knowing the numbers or hitting the targets. If you want to inspire real trust, build a culture of loyalty, and lead with impact. Emotional intelligence is the secret weapon you need. It's not about being soft, it's about being smart. And remember, every little step you take toward boosting your emotional intelligence can lead to a massive difference in how your team responds and performs. If this video hits home with you, hit the subscribe button and share it with somebody who could use a little EQ boost in their leadership style. Keep leading smart, and I'll see you next time.